You need a T51R mod.
I need a what?
You need T51R mod because then it'll sound like that.
What's T51R mod? Is that like turbo muffler delete?
The one that go.
Yeah.
As you're just like driving.
Yeah. All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a little bit of a different location today. We are out here at the Euro Speed Barn. My buddy Luca runs the shop here. Big shout out to him because we are going to be working on the RS today. And we're gonna be making the car a little bit faster. As you guys know, we did do stage 1 in the last video. We have the Eventuri intake on, but now we're going to do arguably one of the most important mods that you can do to the DAZA, and that is actually in Elias's hands over here. And that is the Unitronic 4-inch inlet elbow. Yeah. So that we can improve a little bit of our airflow. I did a really bad job of removing the sticker off there. But this big cajone is gonna go on the RS today to hopefully give us a little bit more power. We're not going to be adjusting the tune today because we're gonna wait until we get to ethanol, but we are going to test it. Obviously, as you guys know, we do have the times as the RS sits right now with the intake and stage 193. With all of the fancy stuff with the DSG stage 2. So we'll see if it actually makes a real world performance difference. We know it will on the dyno, but obviously we're gonna drag race the car in about a week from when I'm recording this. So we'll see if realistically it does make that big of a difference, but we'll show you guys how to install it. We'll try and get as in-depth as possible. I will also have a link in the description to the instructions to install it on your DAZA from Unitronic. Very straightforward, not super difficult. What'd that thing do?
Not much.
It's about average.
Dude, if that's average, I'm
So the link to that will be in the description. Not super hard, but we are gonna need to start by jacking up the car and taking everything that is in the way out of the way, and then we will get the inlet elbow installed. So as you can tell, stock one, absolutely tiny. It's gonna be the same size as the intake. We're gonna be going to 4 inches, and I believe this is 2.5 from the factory, so pretty big restriction here. Upgraded wastegate line will be going in as well, and then that's pretty much it. It's just basically a hidden upgrade for performance purely. I don't think it's gonna make much of a sound difference, but we'll see. So I'll throw you guys on the tripod, start tearing it apart, put Elias to work because he looks a little bit...
I'm just music.
Too enthusiastic.
You have a hole in your metal.
Oh no, hole in metal.
Lucky for you, I fixed it. They can't see.
The salami lid.
It's a borescope. Just a really bad one. How about this end? Oh shit.
Unitronic. Okay, step 1, secure your car safely on jack stands or vehicle hoist.
How about that?
Unsecure. Using 10mm socket, remove the 3 fasteners holding the coil pack harness.
All right.
3 10mm for the coil pack harness, one here, one here, one here, pulling those guys out. So lift that out of the way. And then we're gonna have a couple sensors to undo. I know this one right here, which we need a right angle pick to do. So we're gonna pull that, and then kind of going out of order here, but I'm just going based off of like what I know. And then we gotta undo coil pack 1 and 2, so that's these guys here. I've preached this all the time about doing the Volkswagen connectors because they're pressure fit. They're kind of a bit of a pain in the ass. Don't break them because DAZA harness expensive. So obviously push in, pull clip, and then it should lift right out. Just 1 and 2 apparently is all we need to do. So we're pulling that, and then we're gonna do the intake. This is gonna be different for you guys. Obviously I do have the fancy Eventuri one. Gonna pull that the intake off, just the main rear pipe here. So pulling the 2 hose clamps.
Alibaba intake.
Alibaba intake.
Alibaba intake.
To people on Instagram. Ow, that's hot. Volkswagen's really good at installing factory parts trays. I say it every time. It's pretty nice.
This is true.
Oh my God, this intake is so light. Rear intake pipe is now out. So next we're going to undo the camshaft sensor, which was this guy up in the front right down here. That's already out. Now we need to use a T30 to remove the wastegate line. Where the helly is that? So the wastegate line, and I will put a photo of it because I won't be able to get my camera in there. How the heck is gonna be down in the back. So now that guy's out. Now we're going to remove the turbo inlet elbow bolt, which is bolts that are bolting into the turbo, which I don't know if we're gonna be able to do from up here, but we're gonna try. So same thing. Those are down yonder on the Chattahoochee here. Turbo hot. Why the turbo hot?
It only deals with air. That's
yeah.
Weird.
Stupid engine.
Clearly your cold air intake's not doing his job.
1 bolt. So I'll show you on the new turbo. Or new turbo? Yeah, welcome to my new turbocharger. So that
is that IMS 800?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Went up in this guy up here. but we're not reusing these bolts, I don't think, because I don't know if those will fit. And then we now have to get the one on the other side, which I think is gonna be easier from the underside of the car. I think. Yeah. Okay, next we're doing the PCV. Okay, so PCV stuff. My engine's a little bit different than what shows in the DAZA or the Unitronic instructions. So if you're looking at those, this is gonna be a bit different because my PCV has this like little T here and then it comes around coil pack 3 and goes up over here. So I've got that unbolted and this unbolted, and then that's just loose. I don't think we have to do anything with it yet, but we're just gonna leave it like that. We're gonna delete the wheels so we can get under the car here now. These wheels aren't super heavy for being stock, hey?
No, they actually aren't that bad. My Prisma's way more.
So we're gonna get the belly pan off so we can get to the side of the car. I don't think I need to show you guys how to remove a belly pan. You can't remove a belly pan, you probably shouldn't be doing this job. So there's a couple things right here. I'm probably gonna have to do this in post. This bolt up here needs to come out, and I believe that's a T30. And then we need to loosen that hose clamp up there, if you can see it.
Nope. No. I got no clue.
I'm just
what we're
talking to the
looking at.
people. And then we'll go up there and get the rest of the last bolt for the elbow out. So I'm gonna get Elias. Hey, you can just come down here.
Yeah.
You can just hold this down here.
Yeah.
No, here, come here, over here.
Oh.
I don't think you need to lay down.
Hello. Hello.
Get that out of the way. Dude, what the helly? I want to take this off. Ow! That hurt. It loose though. Oh my God, if I have to sit here and do like a quarter turn at a time on this, I'm gonna kill myself. I love this part. Ta-da! 25 minutes later. All right, all right. Okay, so next thing, there's a M10 triple square that has to go up against the back of the block that I can already tell this is also gonna be another fun one to remove. And I'm really hoping that my ratchet fits up there. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna light the car on fire at this point.
Nah, it's pretty valid.
All right, that one way easier to get to. Triple square, this guy, off the back of the block, deleted. Now I'm undoing the hose clamp that are up in this general area. These ones are not tight, but I know the hose clamp or the coupler is gonna be very stuck to that pipe, so this is gonna be fun to get out, but I think I'm just gonna brute force it, to be completely honest. Absence of inlet pipe, because it's in my hand. And then I got, where is it? The other bolt for the bottom of the turbo inlet off, because now I have all this lovely real estate in here. And if we go to the top, my sexy assistant should be able to hold this.
Oh, fine.
And we should be able to pull this schmegma out of here. So now this should be able to come out with a little bit of persuasion. There we go.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, let's not break the PCB system.
Damn, you versus the guy she tell you not to worry about.
For real, bruh.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, I mean,
Just a little difference.
average.
Huh? Yeah. PCV out. I was like, it don't fit, but adapter. So we've also got the stock turbo ring thing in. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the O-ring on this guy, the adapter, and we're gonna send this bad boy in here. And I think this one goes in here. Let's review the instructions, shall we? Hell no. I see, I see. Spinny, spin, spin. And then when you put this guy in here, it should be like that. Mint.
I'm a mechanic.
Take this guy. I don't know why the hell I got so many washers. Maybe do I need a whole bunch of washers for in here?
Factory Ferrari spacers.
Factory Ferrari spacers. They were $8 trillion. So I went to Harbor Freight and I bought my own. I built my own tool. Can you fucking go in there? Why won't you go in your home? Are you too good for your home? And when that groove is dead and gone, bam.
I know what's wrong with it.
Ain't got no rods in it.
Ain't got no motor in it.
So that, like this, and then you can free spin that fella. We're gonna go ahead and tighten this fella as well. Is that where the wastegate line is supposed to go?
Perhaps. No, the wastegate line literally go there, probably. Probably not.
Reinstall the turbo inlet, install one of the two fasteners provided by hand. Leave this 10mm fastener loose until the other fastener is installed.
What that said.
Wait, did I tighten this? Beep, boop, beep, 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 beep. Yeah. To the vehicle. Wait, what do I do with the waste weight?
The waste weight?
I had a stroke. I'm gonna pee on my baby.
Happy I was recording for that.
Were you? Nope. Hell yeah, it's making it in the video. Okay, so now we're going to reinstall the salami lid. Jesus Christ.
Idiot. Just wiggle it in. I think you're supposed to install it, not uninstall it.
Yeah, you know what? You right. Why won't you go in? Come on.
Perhaps it not go in because it big and you need lube.
Can I take the wastegate line like fucking off? Is that possible? Ow. Watch it have been no easier at all.
Yeah, watch it make zero fucking difference. What? So basically this thing's like hella custom now.
Yeah, so we had to figure out the wastegate line because I thought we could use the original one because I have a steel one instead of the silly
little rubber stuff.
Well, no, the plastic one that the early DAZs have. Mine was metal, but because this pipe's so much bigger now, we do have to run the wastegate line. So I'm just gonna drop this in here first and then get it on the wastegate. And then I'm gonna cut it to size.
Come back for the next episode where we circumcise the wastegate line.
Bruh. Wastegate line's on. So now we just need to get turbo inlet pipe into place, which I honestly might do from the bottom. Excuse me. Can you make that ass clap for a McChicken griddle?
I can try.
After about 18,000 16th inch turns, we have the 2 bolts secure. We're just gonna quickly trim the vacuum line here to fit on this barb. And then I'm actually gonna do some reclocking of my intake because it is super loose and it shouldn't be this loose. And then we're going to put it all back together in reverse because I'm not gonna show that part because you saw me take it apart. You should be able to do it in reverse, super simple. And we'll fire it up. All right, let's make sure it doesn't randomly have a boost leak. Yeah, it's open. Yeah. Now we carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah, I think it's good.
Sounds like it works.
Yeah. All right, so as you guys can probably tell, it's a new day. We finished the car, or we finished the inlet elbow install a little bit later than when I was expecting, and the weather wasn't really great. It wasn't quite fully raining, but it started sprinkling, so we had to kind of postpone being able to go out and get draggy numbers, so I do apologize. We are going to get the draggy test between stage 1 with just the intake and the inlet elbow once we get the intercooler on. So the intercooler is gonna make a little bit more of a difference as well, because obviously any of you guys that understand the science and the physics behind doing car mods and stuff all the time, it's going to lower our charge air temperature quite a decent amount, which is better for volumetric efficiency and a bunch of other things. So we're not actually able to get the draggy times right now, but on my drive home, I did notice a couple of things that are obviously making a difference to me. Not only the performance, there is definitely a performance increase that we're going to test right now, but we don't really have anywhere to do draggy because we're on our way to go install the intercooler right now. But on top of the performance, it also sounds different, which I didn't think was really going to be a thing. Like, the turbo doesn't flutter nearly as much as it does with just the intake, which is strange, but I guess it kind of makes sense in terms of, like, obviously there's no airflow restriction and everything, and then also the wastegate line is different, which might help, because I'm not sure if the internal diameter of the upgraded wastegate line that is on the TTRS now is different than the factory one, or if the factory wastegate line had some like clogging or something in it. But I will show you right now, because we do have the microphone in the engine bay, same placement we had it when we had the intake upgrade itself, and I'll compare the two, like, just for you guys that want to know the noise difference, and I'll stack them side by side and you can see. So this is what it sounded like before we did the turbo inlet upgrade. And we'll do the same thing, same settings. This is what it sounds like with the 4-inch turbo inlet elbow in the car now. No turbo flutter whatsoever. Like, I can't get it to do it. Like, I can definitely hear the turbo, Turbo's still there, but it doesn't flutter anymore. Like you saw there. Put me a little bit more in my seat. It's definitely a little bit quicker. Like I know Unitronic claims, I can't remember what the claim is, but I'll put it up on the screen now. You definitely can feel it, because remember, it's just a stage 1 tune on the car and 93 octane, not ethanol yet, but it is quick. It does feel quicker. Get a little downshift. Yeah, it's definitely quicker. All right, we get a little bit off the line though. She boogies. God, I love this car. This car's awesome. It sounds so good, drives super good. Might be one of the greatest cars Audi's ever made, to be completely honest. All right, so that will do it for the video on the 4-inch inlet elbow from Unitronic, ladies and gentlemen. Now, one thing I will recommend if you do have an RS3 or a TTRS and you're trying to do things kind of like, I would say, on the budget spectrum in terms of DAZA ownership, if you're wanting to mod your car and you want to make it a little bit faster than the 400 horsepower that these cars make from the factory, dollar per horsepower, definitely do the turbo inlet upgrade and a tune instead of, you know, going all out like I did, buying a $3,000 intake and doing the intercoolers and everything else that we're gonna do to this car. The inlet elbow is, I think, 759 Canadian dollars, which works out to about like 530 USD. That plus a stage 1 and doing the DSG tune is gonna make this car wake up and be so much more fun to drive. And I think with the inlet elbow, it's a little bit over 100 horsepower. Don't quote me on that. I'll put the numbers up on screen on what it would be. But like I said, if you're trying to do your DAZA build on a budget, and I shouldn't say on a budget when it comes to a car that brand new cost almost $100,000 Canadian for the TTRS, but the RS3s as well, you're gonna wanna do the turbo inlet elbow upgrade and stage 1 and or stage 1 plus with the DSG tune. But that will do it for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see more DAZA stuff and more TTRS stuff, we are, like I said, going to be doing the intercooler upgrade pretty quick here, literally today, but that video will be up in probably about a week or two. And then we're going to be going drag racing and trying to make this car get into the 9s without doing an upgraded turbo, which I know has been done before, but I want to cover it for you guys as these cars are getting a little bit more affordable and easier to make fast. That'll do it for today. Peace out. I will see you in the next TTRS video.